Hey, what's up everyone? This is Captain Glasses reporting back with another Road to G-Fest 2024 video. With Godzilla Fest happening in less than 3 days, I want to share some pointers and suggestions for first-time and returning attendees about the Vendors Hall, aka Kaiju World. In my last video, I discussed the significance of having enough cash, a backup credit card, and the confidence to haggle with some vendors. But that's only when you get inside Kaiju World. Turns out, there are a few things you have to do before you enter the place that Kaiju fans dream of going to. New attendees who pre-registered online must pick up their tickets at the designated registration area. It is located on the ground floor of the Hyatt Regency O'Hare Hotel, next to the main panel stage, Costume Dojo Room, and Kaiju World. If you're checking in at a hotel on Thursday, pre-registered participants can pick up their tickets from 1:30 to 5:30 p.m. This applies to VIP, weekend, and individual day passes. If you can't make it, you can pick it up during the convention after opening hours and check in with the schedule in the link in the description below. So let's say that you got your weekend tickets and are staying at one of the many surrounding hotels for the entire festivities. If you want to arrive at Kaiju World on opening day, I recommend showing up 2 hours before the doors open. Lines will snake around the ground floor area and extend towards the entrance. When Kaiju World opens, the staff lets in at least the first 100 people and waits a few moments before letting the next 100 people in, and so forth. With VIP holders added to the mix, you might have to wait a little longer if you do not have a VIP ticket. For now, the best thing to do in that scenario is to wait patiently in line. Make sure to have a backpack with your favorite book, a gaming device or toy to play with, and snacks and water to re-energize while anticipating the grand opening. If you're alone, try to make some new friends in line to make the time pass by, unless if you're waiting with friends and family. For newcomers, once you enter Kaiju World, it will overwhelm you and you might have the irresistible urge to buy everything at first sight. If you took time to research your highly requested souvenirs and highlighted vendors to visit on a printed map or notes on your phone, it will make exploring Kaiju World an easier experience. You hit up the places you need to first, and once you get the souvenirs on your list, you can explore the rest of the con at your leisure. So when you're buying souvenirs at G-Fest, prices will vary from figure to figure, such as Movie Monster Series and SH Monster Arts to Sofubi Vinyl and X Plus figures. Depending on how much money you bring to the con, do not waste it all on the first day. Divide your funds accordingly to the 3 days. Having leftover cash during and after the con is a good thing, especially on Sunday when vendors want to clear their stock out before G-Fest ends. Even then, you can try to barter with some vendors to take a few dollars off your purchases. Before you do that, respect the vendor's time and space. They might be busy with customers, especially if they're a popular booth. I'd recommend bartering with resellers of the current or vintage Movie Monster Series, vintage figures, and high-grade figurines rather than independent businesses like YMSF and Marusan. If the bargaining doesn't work, simply thank them for their time and move on to the next booth that has the same items you're looking for. Hopefully, you'll find your coveted souvenirs for a better price. If all else fails, there's always online proxy orders after the con. You're there to be at G-Fest for fun, so don't sweat it if you can't find a few figures on your souvenir list. A few vendors could surprise you with something unexpected that you will end up adding to your collection. Unless you want to live, breathe, and spend every waking moment of G-Fest at Kaiju World, there's also an extension of the shopping area called Kaiju Island. It is located on the international basement level of the hotel, behind the escalators in the vicinity of the model displays, video game room, and film festival room. Artists, writers, and vendors will be present at this separate location. While it is a smaller space in Kaiju World, Kaiju Island will be one of the few places to take a breather from the early and later crowds. Taking breaks away from the main Kaiju World will give you time to relax in the lobby or hotel room, check out your hall, meet up with friends, get something to eat, and explore the rest of the convention. Last but certainly not least, respect the people around you while exploring Kaiju World. It gets crowded easily in a space like the Hyatt Regency Ballroom, and everyone is there to find their specific figures for their hauls. Not everyone will have the time to stop and have conversations unless they want to block vendors from other attendees who also want to browse around certain spots. Some people like to keep to themselves, and if it comes to a point where they do not reciprocate social cues and communication, leave them be and move on to the next stall. If you meet people who happen to overstep personal boundaries, tell them that while you appreciate the small hangout, you have other plans with other people and that you want to be left alone, and that they enjoy the rest of the con. G-Fest is supposed to be a fun and safe convention for Godzilla fans of all ages, and Kaiju World is like the watering hole of the Godzilla fandom. Fans gather in this area to replenish and to add to their collection. You'll observe a collective of extroverts, introverts, neurodivergents, and neurotypicals who share the same love for the King of the Monsters. They will have different approaches to socializing, so speak up if they aren't respecting boundaries and do not let them bother you for the rest of the events. So surround yourself with new friends, old friends, or even alert staff as a last resort. Now, with the heavy stuff out of the way, let's end this video with some of my G-Fest haul predictions. This is where I will discuss the figures and souvenirs that I want on my list and want to procure during the Godzilla Fest weekend. Some of these entries might be a long shot, but it doesn't hurt to see if any vendor at Kaiju World will have them in stock. We have the YMSF updated open mouth Gorosaurus, YMSF Zilla, the Netflix Gamera Viras to complete the set, the 2020 high-grade D+ Space Godzilla set, the 2023 high-grade Toho Kaiju set, a DVD of Terror of Mechagodzilla or Godzilla vs. Biollante, the movie Monster Series Rose Form Biollante, the Godzilla Ride exclusive King Ghidorah, a glow-in-the-dark or vibrant color Sofubi Godzilla figure, the Chokogen Mechagodzilla Noriyoshi Ikuze poster version, Trendmaster's 10-inch electronic roaring Gigan, Bandai Real Action King Ghidorah, Playmates Baragon, and the Bandai Creation Crumple Zone playset. We will see what this weekend's G-Fest has in store for all of us. I have one more video after this before I start recording this year's events. I will be cosplaying Ozaki from Final Wars and as Dr. Serizawa from the classic 1954 film in addition to my adventures in Kaiju World. I hope to see you all there. Feel free to follow me on my Instagram, The Obscure Brother, and Bad Productions on YouTube for more G-Fest content. If you have additional questions, ask them in the comments and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Until then, I hope you all have a nice day and see you all at Godzilla Fest 2024. This is Captain Glasses, signing off.